Look at that. Beautiful. See, a little bit of stickage to the bottom, but that's okay. That's flavor. My fond issues are just anxiety. Okay, I know the fond's good, but then I see it. This wine isn't even for the dish. This is just so I can make it through cooking. It's just anxiety. Don't have anxiety about the fond. It's okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Punk Veg YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for watching my first video where I made the chili. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm kind of just winging it. So the fact that it got some views and a couple hundred subscribers from that video is really, really cool to me. So thank you if you watched and subscribed. And I am back today with another recipe that's a big old pot of stuff. That's right, today I'll be making my infamous vegan beef stew. We were actually joking about this before we started rolling. We're like, can't call it infamous because infamous means that everyone knows it, but it's like a bad thing. But then famous means everyone also knows it. So I don't know what word to use. It's my not at all famous vegan beef stew. This is another recipe that's based off of something I used to make with my dad when I was a kid. My dad only cooked a handful of things, one of which being chili, another being beef stew. So I'm almost out of like dad influenced recipes, but we still have this one to go. So that's what we're gonna make today. Here's everything you're gonna need. Again, this is kind of one of those throw everything in a pot on a weekend and just let it simmer kind of all day until you're ready to eat. And it comes out really, really good. So let's get cooking. First order of business is choosing your cookware. I am using this big Lodge enameled cast iron pot, where you can use anything that's big and heavy. Because as they say, fat bottom pots, you make the rockin' world go round. Sorry, I have rice cake in my, just one second. Sarah fed me a rice cake right before we started so I didn't pass out and it's like stuck in my mouth. Then you're gonna get your vegan beef of choice. I am using these Impossible steak bites, which are just absolutely killer. So let's start by browning our beef and getting a little sear on it. I'm gonna start by preheating our pot over like medium heat. Some olive oil. We're gonna put our beef in and it's gonna stick a little, but that's gonna create fond. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be all right, I promise you. I'm kind of a chronic overstirrer, so I'm really going to show restraint here and not overstir these because you want that seared kind of crispy layer to form on the bottom first. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes. I'm gonna go in for the first stir. Is this hot? You get hot? No, you're good. Oh yeah, look at that. See, a little bit of stickage to the bottom, but that's okay. That's flavor. Everything brown is flavor. A couple more minutes, and then we're gonna add a few other things. I think our little steak bites are good to go, so I'm gonna go in with our onion and our quartered mushrooms. The pot's already super hot, so these are gonna cook down and release that extra moisture, and then the onions will have a chance to brown. And once they start releasing that moisture, it's gonna help pick up that fond from the beef on the bottom of the pot. All right, so I'm mixing these all in and trying not to worry about the fond on the bottom. I'm like one of those guys that's like, it's sticking, it's bad. But then every time that happens, I'm left with a really good result. And I have to remember that it's not scary, it's good. I'm actually gonna hit these with a pinch of salt to let a little bit extra moisture come out more quickly from the onions and the mushrooms. And we're looking good and we're smelling absolutely incredible. Also, if you're getting extreme sticking, you can deglaze with a splash of water every now and then, just to prevent the stuff on the bottom from like starting to go from a fond to burnt.
You have a fond complex. You have fond issues. You keep saying, it's okay, it's okay.
My fond issues.
It's not sticky.
My fond issues.
It wasn't even that.
My fond issues are just anxiety. Like I'm always like, okay, I know the fond's good, but then I see it and I'm like, I'm ruining the dish. I'm ruining our dinner. I'm screwing the whole thing up. It's just anxiety. Don't have anxiety about the fond. It's okay. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to myself. This wine isn't even for the dish. This is just so I can make it through cooking. Okay, that's looking delightful. That's looking absolutely delightful. So I'm gonna go in with my garlic. Just a little bit of minced garlic, because you gotta have garlic in everything. While that's cooking through, I will tell you about our next ingredient, which is normal all-purpose flour. I'm gonna sprinkle this over and just kind of form a roux in there, and then we're immediately gonna deglaze with red wine. This is probably the portion of the cooking where the dish looks the least attractive, but that's fine. I'm kind of just stirring until I see no more like wet or dry spots of, white spots of dry flour is what I was trying to say. To deglaze, I'm using this red wine. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon. Red wine just makes dishes like this extra savory and hearty and this extra depth of flavor that nothing really else can give it. You can also deglaze with a half cup of extra veggie broth or honestly just water. So when we talk about beef stew in America, It's kind of like a mix of Irish stew and beef bourguignon, the French dish. So like Irish stew doesn't have red wine in it, usually has beer, but beef bourguignon has red wine in it. So it's kind of like a combination of both of those dishes. And that's what it is. For broth, I am using these not beef bouillon cubes that we just use all the time. So I'm gonna drop in a cube and a half, and then our 3 cups of water. There was garbage in my stew. I think it was part of the bouillon wrapper. That's starting to come up to a boil. I'm gonna add in all of our veggies. We got cubed Yukon Gold potatoes here. Yukon Golds are great. They're preferable over russet potatoes because when you cook them down for a long time in a stew like this, they hold their shape. Russet potatoes will kind of melt into like mashed potatoes in your stew. Carrots and celery, more typical stew ingredients. I just like to chop them into big chunks. Usually I use 2 ribs of celery, but these were really, really small, so I used 4. Don't splash! Okay. Now that the potatoes are in the pot, that's when you know you officially have got yourself a stew going. Also, now that the full amount of liquid is in here, I'm using this time to really scrape that fond off the bottom. I know, I've probably said fond like 800 times in this video. I've said fond more times than Trump's name appears in the Epstein files. And look who was screaming from the other room because her nap was over. It is Puppy. Mwah.
She likes to be involved when we're cooking.
Yeah, she likes to be our little sous chef.
Okay, you're going down.
I'm gonna add some tomato paste now. Usually when I use tomato paste and stuff, I like to brown it with the aromatics and stuff, but there's only 2 tablespoons. Beef stew isn't like a tomato forward dish, so I feel like it's not that important. I'm gonna eyeball 2 tablespoons, and Sarah, operating the B-cam, is gonna tell me how close she thinks I got, all right? There's 1. There's 2.
Okay.
Pretty good?
Sure.
Sure. She's like, I don't care. She's like, it's your dish. I guess you have to eat it though, so. We're gonna do 2 bay leaves. I need to make a song for these. Bay leaves, do they do anything? Who knows? Not me. Now we got some fresh herbs. You can use dried herbs. Usually I just put thyme and rosemary in here, but we picked up the classic poultry blend, which also has sage in it. So I think I'm just gonna do 1 sprig of each. Oh, that is a huge, what is happening? What is this? What? Usually I put 1 sprig, but this is like, I think I gotta cut this in half. You have schmutz on your nose. I love you. I cut the rosemary sprig in half. This seems more normal to me. A little bit of thyme, because who's got time for that? We do. And then I'll just, because Sarah says I don't like it that much, is this a good amount of sage? Whoa, black pepper, ram-lam. I'm on one today. The funniest part is that when we filmed the chili the other week, I had drunk a monster that morning, and I was still less hyper than I am right now. I think I just feel more comfortable. Why are you crying? You can't have black pepper. This is fully rolling boiling, so I'm gonna turn it down a little, and I'm gonna stir everything together. See, now this looks like a stew, right? No, I'm asking you for literal validation.
Yes.
I wanna make sure my food doesn't look gross.
It smells incredible.
It's the fresh herbs, really. If only it wasn't 65 degrees every day this winter in Colorado, this would feel like a nice, hearty, comforting winter dish. But unfortunately, the planet is dying. Welcome back to Eric's depressing cooking show. Okay, so now that this is at a simmer, I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm going to bring it to our actual stove. I'll cover it, and then I will grab gloves. These are not my oven mitts, these are Sarah's. If they were mine, they'd be like black and punk and stuff. But I get cherries. When you're marrying a woman, that's what you get. That's everything except for we do frozen peas at the very end and then a little cornstarch slurry to make it even a little bit thicker. And I think that is it. That's why it's another great meal that you can just kind of throw together and clean up in between, do other things in between, and it'll be ready to eat when you're ready to eat. So this bottle of wine I took from my grandparents' apartment. Depressing moment coming up. Wait, we already had a depressing moment about the environment. Another depressing moment coming up. Both of my grandparents passed away within the last few months, so we were cleaning out their apartment, going through their things, and I took 2 bottles of wine, a red and a white. So we cracked this open a few days ago, and I figured, hey, we can use some in the beef stew that I wanted to make this week. So this beef stew is for Grandma and Grandpa. Okay, so it's only been cooking for a few minutes so far, but it's a very gentle little simmer happening. And just look how good that already looks. I mean, we got browns, reds, purples. Lots of flavors, lots of colors, and you can see that kind of gravy is already like starting to thicken. Okay, Sarah told me though, in between that, I said, how do you think the filming's going? And she said, very, very manic. And I said, okay, well, I feel much more comfortable this time than when we filmed the chili. And I think the more comfortable I am, the crazier I am. So I'm just going to try to, it's all good. We're just hanging out, making stew. And Leela squeaking a toy. My dad always served beef stew over buttered like egg noodles. I didn't think about it until just now, so I don't even know what we have to use. But we have orzo.
Yeah.
Great. Wouldn't use it for this dish. Gluten-free, protein. I think this is what I'm going to go with, because jovial is really good for gluten-free pasta.
Mafalda's also kind of giving egg noodle.
Yeah, you're right. It is. It has like that
Squiggliness.
Squiggliness, the squiggle factor. Big pinch of salt.
Noodles will be al dente in no time.
You getting that? Doing slow-mo. Squiggle factor. Gluten-free facial. That's going to go back in the pot.
Oh.
Yep, that happens every time. And then I got a little pad of vegan butter.
I think it's a pat of butter.
What did I say?
Pad.
You know, you don't think, you know, and you're just trying to not be mean. Voila, we got some buttered noodles. We'll set these aside and we'll finish up our stew. Alrighty. I think our stew is good to go. Beautiful. First I'm going to go in with our tiny tongs and remove the stems from our herbs. Pick out the bay leaves, if I can find them. It's mostly this rosemary stalk that I was after. So now we're gonna finish off our stew with the last couple of ingredients. First thing is half a cup of frozen peas.
Those are some icy peas.
My favorite band, the Insane Clown Posse. I don't usually do this, but I think I'm gonna add it to the recipe. I got 2 tablespoons of Nutrier, nutritional yeast. And yeah, I add this to a lot of savory recipes, but not my beef stew usually, so we're gonna do it this time, and if it's good, I'll add it to the recipe card. Let me give that a little stir to get those peas cooking. Nutritional yeast just has like this deep umami flavor. So people use it for like cheesy things. That smells good. And then the final ingredient, we're gonna make a very little cornstarch slurry to thicken our stew. So this is simple. Oh, I hate using cornstarch, it gets everywhere. We're gonna do 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and then 1 tablespoon of water. And we're going to take a tiny little whisk. We're going to whisk it together. It's actually quite difficult at first. I mean, isn't this what kids use to make like glue? It's not glue, it's like that goopy stuff that's fun to play with. What's the word I'm looking for?
It's like the plutonian or...
Newtonian.
Newtonian.
Plutonium is radioactive. Newtonian is just fun. We're literally just going to drizzle that in.
Someone is at the front door.
Stir it in, and as that heats up, it's going to thicken that liquid and get a nice, thicker, stewy texture. I guess I'll answer that.
Hey, how's it going?
Sorry, we're working. I can't talk right now.
No,
Have a good one, man.
how's it going?
Yeah, he was wearing a jacket that said power. And I'm just like, I'm not doing this right now. I'm not doing it right now. We got stew to cook. Okay, to get a good idea of the salt, I'm gonna try like just the broth. Ooh, that's good. I really like beef stew. I'm gonna give 1 little pinch of salt. I think I'm actually gonna convince Sarah to come try this on camera. So let me ladle some of this over our buttered noodles and we'll do a little taste test together. How's that sound? That is just a delicious, comforting, cozy looking dish. Look at that. Beautiful. Becan getting that? Mm-hmm. You want to come try it with me? All right, Sarah's going to try the stew first, even though she's had this many, many times over the years.
Yeah. This is on heavy rotation during the winter. I'm going in with the beef first because that's my favorite part. I usually will just, after we've had this for dinner, I'll usually just stand over the pot and eat the beef pieces out.
Not a lie.
Okay. I don't know how to react. I mean...
You don't have to like you don't have to like charm me and tell me like, oh, it's so good, baby. But like, what do you like about it?
The fresh herbs. They really elevate it, I feel like.
Potatoes?
Big fan of potatoes. I literally don't know how to appear on someone else's channel. What do I say? I mean, it's really good. It's very cozy, super hearty. One of those dishes that just tastes better the next day. The potatoes, very satisfying texture. I love Yukon Gold potatoes.
You're such a, like, it's clear you've done a lot of SEO work before because you just like wrote a Google excerpt and said it out loud. You were like, hearty, cozy, comforting, great for winter nights, and it's even better the next day, under 156 characters. Well, thank you, honey. I'm glad you like it. I'll try it now.
I actually really want to try this pasta with some of that stew gravy.
See, the pasta's good. Well, we never really make it with pasta.
I never doubted that. I'm a fan of stew over mashed potatoes, double potato, but the pasta's really good too.
Or just some good bread. You know?
I think bread is the best option.
I was trying to get Sarah to make challah today, but it's just too hard to film.
Too lazy.
It's too hard to do two things when you're filming, basically. So we did pasta instead. But this is always great with some good bread for dipping. It's just one of my favorite things to make and to eat. It really just brings me back to being a kid, really. One of these days I'll feed this to my dad and I'll get his opinion. I mean, I know he'll like it, but...
Do you remember cooking it with him? Clear memories of it, or is it just like a vibe?
I can picture standing in the kitchen with him making beef stew, but the memory is not like vividly like, oh, I remember peeling a potato. It's just like I remember it happening many, many times, essentially. And like I said, it tastes enough like it that it brings me right back to childhood.
That's nice.
Yeah, I wonder if my dad remembers doing this. It's just like, I feel like when you're that age... You don't remember things as well as you remember them as a kid. He might be like, oh yeah, I guess I used to make beef stew.
That wasn't me.
That was
your other
dad.
father. All right, here you go.
Yeah, these potatoes are really good. Okay, so as always, you can find the recipe for this vegan beef stew on sarahsvegankitchen.com. Just search beef stew. I think you can also just Google vegan beef stew and it's like one of the top 3 or 4 results. And make it and let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for watching my second ever video. Like and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more. And let me know in the comments what I should make next time. I have a few ideas. I want to make spaghetti and meatballs.
That's a classic.
I got a good sauce recipe finally, so that's like kind of a twofer. Oh, I wanted to make kasha varnishkas, which is like a Jewish Eastern European thing that I also used to eat a lot as a child. So maybe those two will be coming up soon. But let me know in the comments what else you want to see. Thank you for watching. Bye.
No peas allowed.
You hate peas that much?
I hate peas.
I'm gonna make this recipe for Sarah, and there are gonna be no other ingredients. It's gonna be the gravy and the beef.
Let's
And
get some onions.
I'm taking like 3 bites for every bite you take, which I guess is how we usually eat. I should be used to it by now. Ranking out of 10.
Out of 10? Oh my god.
Say
10.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, that'll be the end of the video.